Hello, Carrots here. Welcome to part 43, the final part of the 30 grandchildren badge attempt. In this episode, we're going to see Gerri get 30 brand new grandchildren. She's going to be kept company in the house by 4 other Sims. You can see baby Lucinda there reading her toddler books. She's a little plant sim who belongs to Lucy, the imaginary friend made real. And the chap fishing is the evil Klaus. And he is Gerri trying to repair a computer in one of the upstairs bedrooms. There's of course no guarantee that the badge will be awarded. 2 of the things we have to do is, firstly, we must be logged in throughout the gameplay, and I'm going to be logged in from now on until all 30 grandchildren are born. And the other thing is we have to stay in Gerri's house as the active household throughout. Now, we've been going all over the place up until this point, but now we're going to go for the 30 grandchildren. We'll stay logged in for the rest of this episode. Obviously, I had to log out to shut down, and whenever there was a crash, it automatically logged me out. But whenever I relaunched the game, I logged back in again. After reading various forum posts, I gained the impression that cheating is permitted. So I used a mod, NRES Master Controller, to pollinate each couple. I'm showing you the list of badges in the website when you have logged into the game. I find that this list is pretty dodgy. I would go preferably to the old Sims 3 site and look at your badges under your My page if you're wanting to see what badges you've got and what are still there to get. Finally, Gerri's managed to fix that computer. Let's hope it stays fixed. Now, this game has been going for a very long time, and you may wonder why I've chosen to use a mod to pollinate her 15 children and their spouses. Well, some statistics. In episode 1, Gerri was given 15 instant babies, and the video for that was posted to YouTube on the 27th of May 2018. Her first child was married and moved out to their own home to live as a married couple in part 18, which was posted to YouTube on the 22nd of December 2020. Since then, everybody else has married and moved out as required, and the final couple were married, and their episode was posted to YouTube on the 28th of December 2021. So that's a whole year to get them all married and posted to YouTube. In episode 42, I organised the final 2 couples to get married to each have a baby. This was done to allow them to achieve some very lucrative lifetime happiness wishes for having to have a baby. One of the previous brides was pregnant for her wedding due to doing a try for baby, and another tried for baby straight after the wedding, and that accounts for 4 of the existing grandchildren that she's got before we start this episode, and one of the others is a plant sim. So really, the game has only arranged for 2 of the 7 grandchildren that Gerri's already got. Now, if I was to wait for the game to give her another 30 grandchildren, we'd be playing for now until the end of the century. I don't expect to live that long, and I've got lots of other things that I'd rather be doing than waiting for the game to give Gerri 30 grandchildren. And it may never happen. So I've decided to use a mod to pollinate the couples to get this over and done with fairly quickly. The 2 babies that the game generated were Brendan, the son of Javin and Gwen, and Jaron, the son of Lynette and Larry. And I forget which one was the pregnant bride. Alicia was found in a bar chatting with the proprietor. She's got a computer on the desk there, it looks like a book. She's wearing her wedding dress that I recoloured for her so it wouldn't matter if she was running around town dressed as a bride. Alicia is married to Dennis, and they already have a plant sim daughter. And so she was pollinated. There's another one in this building as well. There she is, Clarice. She is married to Kobe, and we pollinated her as well. That's Sharonda's husband, Stan, with his back to us. The one on the seat in the red top, that is Felicia, and we will pollinate her now. And the other one with the cream top, that's Pauline. She's an imaginary friend made real. And there is Joni, she's out and about, so we've pollinated her. And that is the genie who was the genie out of a bottle. She won't get made pregnant. And that's Gerri's daughter, Lynette. We pollinated her. She's carrying the little son that the game gave to her soon after she married Larry. Next we see Clara. She's there watching Dolores and gave her a tip. Clara's an imaginary friend made real who's recently been put out into the world to live on her own. And I think that chap there is the proprietor. There's a Showtime stage on this lot. We pollinated Dolores. She's already got a little girl. I think she's the one who was pregnant as a bride, and her husband is Daryl Conti. There is Wendy. She is married to Wilfred, and we pollinated her as well. They don't have any children yet. Oh, there's Daryl Conti, come to see his wife playing the guitar. I'll just wander around the world looking at lots that I think I might find Sims at, because they all get out and about with the mods in. I'm using NRAS story progression. I think we've got everybody who's currently on this lot. I'll hop across to the lot with the waterfall and the fishing hole in it. That's Javin there. His wife is Gwen, and we haven't found her yet. We'll get her. And that's chap there in the yellow shirt throwing, that's his pet rock. That'd be Wilfred, and Wendy is his wife, and she just got pollinated. And that's Lynette walking in the distance carrying her toddler. We've already seen her and she's already been pollinated. I'm not able to find any more Sims just hanging around in town, so I used the computer at home to look for Sim and Focus, and I've found Constance, and there she is, and we're going to pollinate her. And there is Felicia. Felicia's already been pollinated. She was skating at the skating rink. What I did to find them, that when I didn't know where they were, is I used Master Controller and Sim and Focus, and I found them that way. I discovered that the game has made some of the imaginary friends and other townies pregnant. The imaginary friend made real, Pauline, which is wearing a yellow dress. She is pregnant. I don't know who the father is, and they're not, of course, they're not related to Gerri, so babies won't count as Gerri's grandchildren. I think that one that just started skating with Felicia is pregnant as well, but she's not an imaginary friend. She's just a Sim I added to the game from my library when I was first starting the game. I think she's paired up with Ted Fields, another Sim that I added from my library. Better move on now, we've got to get all these Sims pollinated. Found Joni reading at the junkyard, but she's already pollinated. Interesting having a junkyard inside a building. And Megan was just out walking around town, so that was good enough reason to pollinate her. So I think we're about halfway there now. Found Sharonda, we're back at the room with the gaming machines. Javin's having a great time, and looks like Sharonda's having some luck as well. And she got herself pregnant while she's just standing there playing a game at the gambling machine. And here's Demetria at home. She married Dave, and they have a toddler son, Maximus. She's the one who became pregnant straight after the wedding. And of course, we've now pollinated her, so we can move on. Candace was at work, and I had to waylay her while she was driving home, and I was very surprised to see I could actually pollinate her while she was driving the car. Next morning I still had 3 of them left to pollinate, so I headed back to the waterfall, and there was a few Sims there enjoying the fresh air. There's the plumbot, Cindy. Wonder if she's still got any trait chips. Aha, and that looks like Latoya. She needs to be pollinated. Just going to sit on that seat by the look of it. Looks like she's sitting beside Chris. Chris is Constance's husband. If you saw the last episode, you saw them getting married in the Great Southern Land. And that is Latoya's husband, Lionel, who's just walked up to her, and now they're having a conversation. And of course, we've now pollinated Latoya as well. Since all of the Sims that I've just been pollinating, they're all married, the menu choice is pollinate partner or something like that, so they automatically are having a child as if they had done a trifid baby with their husbands. And that's Candace in the background. She's carrying her puppy, I think. She was the one we pollinated while she was driving the car on the way home from work last night. She's out getting exercise with her little puppy. Candace and her husband Robbie were the second couple to get married, and Candace wanted lots of babies. She wanted 5 babies straight away, but she hasn't had any yet. But now she's been pollinated. She'll have one shortly, so that'll make her happy. That's Dolores just walked across there then. Lionel's gone to have a little dance with Candace. It's good they all get on well together. They probably noticed that Cindy's playing the guitar for tips and decided to dance to the music. It looks like there's a game of hopscotch going on over there. Don't know who's playing. The one that's standing up there looks like a tourist. There's probably a few tourists around, but I don't recognise any of those 4 Sims. And here comes Clarice with the blue hair. It looks like she might know she's pregnant. I think that's a pregnancy outfit. We haven't managed to pollinate everybody yet. There's still 2 to go. There's a group of them hanging around there at the pond. That's Latoya about to go to play her guitar, and Rachel, the imaginary friend made real that we moved out a while ago. She's just about to set up the piano, the electric piano. Portable one. They're going to have a bit of a jam session by the look of it. So we will leave them here. We'll go and look for somebody else to pollinate now. Sometime later, and Kendall and Karen have turned up. So now we've pollinated Karen. That's Latoya, and she changed clothes. So she must already know that she's pregnant, and she's in her pregnancy outfit. Karen doesn't know anything about it yet, of course. And that's Karen's husband, Kendall, sitting opposite, next to his sister, Latoya. And there's Lucy, imaginary friend made real. She is living in Gerri's house at the moment. She's the mother of 2 little plant sim daughters. Finally, Javan's wife, Gwen, has turned up. They were the first pair to get married. They've already got a little boy. He's a toddler, and now she's just been pollinated with Javan's second baby, but they've got to have another one yet to have the 2 that count. So that's everybody pollinated. Now let's go back to Gerri's place and see what's happening there. And that is Lucinda, Lucy's plant sim toddler daughter. And there's another little plant sim upstairs sleeping in her cot. Lucinda eventually managed to read all of her toddler books, and her mother, Lucy's, turned up and is going to put her in the playpen now, because when she's in the playpen she can learn extra skills. She's already learnt to talk, so when she plays with the mirror in the playpen she will learn charisma skill. If she hadn't learnt to talk, well then she'd learn to talk first and then she'd learn charisma skill. And the abacus that's in a playpen, when she plays with that she's going to learn her logic skill. Gerri and Klaus were busy in Gerri's garden. Klaus needed the extra gardening skills, and I thought Gerri needed to complete her lifetime wish, but when I had a look, she already had it, so I'm not sure how that happened. I didn't get her to plant any more plants, although I did get them to go and find more seeds. One thing I did do was add more crystal plants, because Chris needed some crystals for his pot building enterprise. Perhaps some of them are perfect, those crystal plants. They've given us some really fun interactions. You'll see them shortly. We've got a baby in the house and a toddler who's learned all the skills, and I'd like them to play in the playpen for a while before the toddler becomes a child. So we're going to have a birthday for the baby. Little Louise is going to become a toddler. That's little Lucinda, who's just been sat on the mat by Gerri. And here's Lucy holding her baby daughter Louise, while Lucinda toddles around on the dance floor with her plant sim flower trail. Everybody's coming downstairs to celebrate Louise's birthday. Out goes the candles. Louise hops down onto the floor to transform from baby to toddler. It's interesting how she's a much paler green than her older sister. Looks like Lucinda's giving her imaginary friend a bit of a beating. Little does she realise that her mother is an imaginary friend made real. Oh, there goes little Louise. She's now a toddler. I'm leaving the plant sims to the default clothing because I've discovered how stunningly beautiful the clothing is when you get a group of plant sims together, and I'm planning to have a world just full of plant sims one day. I'm getting quite a collection of them now across different games. Louise's traits are athletic and loves the outdoors. The 5 sims on screen at the moment are the entire household, and now they're going to go and eat cake while the newest toddler in the house goes off to explore the garden. I've never seen one of my toddlers that just aged up just run off and race around the garden checking out all of the plants. It was a bit scary. Where's that kid gone? To go looking for her. Fortunately, little Lucinda is happy to sit in the middle of the dance floor playing with her doll. I've only showed you a tiny bit of what she got up to, But she just went crazy. I've never seen a little sim toddler crawl so quickly. And she was all over the garden. You know, it was just astonishing. I couldn't believe it. And I was trying to find her. She just kept vanishing. She's going back now. She's going to sit in front of those crystal plants and contemplate them for a minute or two. And then she'll be off up after a money tree or something. But here she is enjoying the crystal plants. I'm wondering what sort of a plant sim she's going to grow into. She looks like she's going to be fun. But first she has to survive toddlerhood, and she's still got to learn to walk, talk, potty, play with the peg box and the xylophone and all the other things that sim toddlers have to do. Yes, I do teach the plant sims to potty. It lets me choose their new trait when they age up. And now she's off again. Where's she off to this time? She's in a hurry. She's getting there. Life plants. Oh no, she's got a flame fruit vine. How exciting. No, she's going back again. She's had enough of the flame fruit. She's just exploring the entire garden. Mum's going to catch her. She's going to have to do some toddler training now. It's time to learn to walk. I love how she crawls straight through that tree. And so Lucy's going to give her little daughter some lessons on how to walk. It could be a mistake. The rate she can crawl, I don't think you'd want her on 2 feet. She can run then. Might leave them to their walking lesson. Come back later. What we're doing now is we're just spending some time at home at Gerri's house while all 15 of Gerri's grandchildren are to be born. The pregnancy lasts 3 days, so we're going to be spending 3 days here until all 15 babies are born, and then I'll pollinate them all, but I won't go around and individually catch each sim. I'll do it a bit faster than that, so we won't go through all that again. I'll continue on here with the development of this household until all 30 of the grandchildren have been born. Now, I don't know if you've noticed or not, but there is a karaoke machine set up on this level down near where the birthday parties are being held. And I think I did in one earlier episode get somebody to use it briefly, but it's mainly just sits there, not used. And I keep thinking, I really should do something with that. And then I came down the stairs to this floor looking for one of the Sims, and I found 2 of them having a lot of fun singing at the karaoke machine. And that's what we're going to see now. This pair seem to get along in their own special ways. He's evil, she's mean-spirited. There's plenty of fireworks between them, and most of it is the negative variety. Although his lifetime wish is to woohoo with 5 different Sims in 5 different places, and he has still not been at all lucky. He is trying hard with Gerri though, but he hasn't got far yet. And I'm not too sure if he'll ever get anywhere with Lucy either, because as soon as it looks like they're becoming friendly, there's another spat and they're back in the red zone with their relationship. But it was good to see them singing there at the karaoke machine. It just never gets used, so I was very happy to see somebody using it autonomously as well. I was very impressed. Unfortunately, their singing ability was not at all impressive. They were both very flat. Little toddler learning her blocks. She's already learnt to walk, and now she's doing the blocks and xylophone and all those sort of things before we put her in the playpen with her big sister, Lucinda. Gerri and Klaus are down in the garden watering it and weeding it and doing all of the gardening jobs that they have to do to keep it growing nicely. Gerri hasn't done much of this over the previous episodes because she had so many children that they were the ones that needed to learn the gardening skill, because Gerri was going to eventually have this time to do it. But I think she's already a level 10 gardener. It's her garden, her lifetime wish, this perfect garden, and she's got that now. And I'm suspecting it was because of the crystal plants that Chris needed for his bot building skill when he was living here. Now they've got to the point where they've got to take care of the crystal plants. The orange ones have to be imbued with rage, so that's what they're doing. Interesting little animations going on there. The green crystal plants have to be imbued with kindness. That could be difficult for Klaus, is evil. And then the blue crystal plants, that is laughter. And the pink is love. And if they don't get imbued regularly and kept charged with their emotion, they turn white. That means they're neutral and they can be then changed to whatever emotion that you want next time you imbue them with something. So you can put rage, kindness, laughter, or love. It's only the 4 emotions that you can use, so you can't add different emotions. That's it, because they're only the 4 options. When you click on the plant, it says imbue with, and you get a pie menu when you choose which of the 4 you want if you've got a neutral crystal plant. And you can check on them and see what percentage of a charge they've got, and of course as their charge is reduced they get a paler and paler in colour. I think the love animations, when they're imbuing them with love, I think they're really cute. You blow a kiss. After they'd finished imbuing all the emotions in those crystal plants, Gerri and Klaus decided to go and do a little flirting to keep working up their relationship. It's developing very slowly. I'm not really helping them along much. Lacey's got to the point of giving her a bunch of flowers. They stayed there chatting and flirting for a while, and then there was something that looked a little like a heat of the moment kiss, which surprised both Gerri and me, I think. But she didn't reject him. I'm wondering, is this going to go somewhere or what? It's a shame it's the final episode. Meanwhile, upstairs, little Louise has moved on from the peg box, and now she's working on her xylophone skill. Now that little Louise has learned peg box and xylophone and she can walk, it's time for her to meet her big sister, Lucinda. And if we put them both into the playpen, they'll be able to play peekaboo together and become best friends. And then it won't matter when Lucinda ages up to child. But I might keep her as a toddler for a bit longer, because I'm thinking of going on with this game, and I don't know if I'll do videos or not, but I want to put all of the new grandchildren into a boarding school so I can get to see them growing up at least to child, and I'll include the other children and babies and toddlers from around the world into the boarding school to get them all to get to know each other as they're little children and toddlers. That always makes for a much more fun game. We'll see what happens. But I think I'm going to do the next video I do after this one will probably be Oscar's teen years. And you're likely to see the Sims from 30 grandchildren in a world that Oscar might visit one day when he's travelling around all of the different worlds, visiting the relations of his travel companions, Eric and Suzanne. Gerri's feeling emotionally charged, and now she's dealing with the crystal plants. This time she's harvesting them, and then she's imbuing this one with rage. So the first 15 grandchildren have arrived. Remember, some of the households, 7 of them, already had a baby or toddler, because they had 7 before we started the 30 count. She's now got 22 grandchildren in total. So we've got to pollinate everybody again and wait some more. But we've only got about 5 or 6 minutes of this video left, so we're going to skip through the wait for the final 15 to be born. Klaus and Lucy were up in the yard throwing things at each other. That should make them both happy. I think they're having a water balloon fight. Lucy's not being very accurate. I think they'll hope that they've hit each other hard quite a few times. For the number of times I've caught them having a fight. Not actually rolling around on the ground fighting, but shaking fists at each other and getting all in the red zone with their relationship. So here we are. Let's have a look at the final family tree for everybody. We did have a few problems. 2 of the Sims got stuck having a baby, and I had to reset them and reset their lot and do all sorts of things. Eventually, I used the mod to end the pregnancy of both of the 2 girls who didn't deliver, and then they got instant babies. But I did try this whole thing again later on, without recording any video, and she got the 30 grandchildren. She actually got 31 grandchildren born the next time. Only one of them, Constance, the second time round, got stuck not delivering, and I reset her and she was fine. She went straight to hospital and had the baby. But I didn't get the badge awarded. But as you can see, she's got 37 grandchildren here. And since all of the husbands, or since most of the spouses of Gerri's children have the same lifetime wish, that they want to raise 5 children from baby to teen. And since I've done this twice and I've got 2 sets of 30 grandchildren, this is the first set, the original. The second time I did it, I have saved them all to a porta file, and I'm going to combine them and place them all with their parents. I've got their names all written down so I can get them back to the parents. It's probably going to take me an hour or 2, but that way everybody's going to have at least 4 babies. Some of them will have the 5. I haven't decided what I'm going to do about giving them the extra one where the parent wants an extra child. I'm not really going, this is the end of this video series. I'm not going to continue with 30 grandchildren badge attempt. As I've said from the beginning, there's no guarantee of getting the badge. It is a huge job trying for it. I've had several goes at it this week with different Sims, and I have never got it awarded to me regardless of what I did. So this is it. See, there's Tony and Gerri there. They're the parents of the initial 15 children. And then Tony has since married, and he's got another son with his wife, because Tony and Gerri never even knew each other when these 15 children arrived. They were just instant babies. I picked his name out of a list. And Gerri has had one with Klaus to have that extra baby that is required to get the badge, and it didn't happen. That was the main reason for me adding Klaus into the save, was because I knew she had to have an extra baby, and try as I might, I could not get them to try for baby successfully, so it ended up being another instant baby. But at least Klaus is the father of it, and he did get to woohoo with Gerri eventually, only once. Neither of them were very interested. I don't know why. They were flirting enough, and it was his lifetime wish. But anyway, that's The Sims for you. So this is the end of the video and the end of the series. I'm going to continue playing a bit. I'll probably record a bit of video. I'm not sure where I'll put it, but I'm sure some of you would be interested in seeing these toddlers growing up. I'm going to put them all into a boarding school eventually with all of the other toddlers and Sims and young Sims that are in this world. And Oscar might visit them all one day. Who knows? I've just got so many Sims in so many games at the moment. I'm never going to get through them all. But there you go. That's your last look at them for this series. I hope you've enjoyed the series. It's been a lot of fun. And putting the videos together has been a bit of hard work. But I'm just about at the end now, so thank you for watching. Don't forget to give it a like, and if you want to see any of my new videos and you haven't subscribed yet, well then please consider subscribing. so you at least get notified whenever I post another video. Bye bye for now. Thank you for watching and happy simming.